Hello, everyone. I'm Avivi. A couple of things I want to let you know about my routine before I begin. Number one, I've got early onset Alzheimer's. And number three, I've got ADHD. My wife is coming up on her 10th wedding anniversary. I'm catching up, but I'm getting there. And we've been together so long, and we don't fight. It's amazing because we have one rule that we use that guides all of our principles. And it goes like this. If one person in the relationship says something really stupid, the other one can now respond with something equally stupid. This is how it goes. We were at a family event a couple of years ago. It's all formal, we're all dressed up. And my sister-in-law walks in. And I turned to my wife and I said, innocently, "Your sister's looking kind of hot today." Yeah. Now, I should have known that my wife carries the double recessive homicidal jealousy gene. And she looked at me with these eyes of burning fire and she said, "Oh, really? Do you want to sleep with her?" And I said, "Do you think I got a shot?" My wife and I just bought a new to us home, a beautiful little home. We really quite like it. It was move-in ready. Everything was great. We loved it. The first thing we did, we walked in and she goes, "I think we need to do a bit of renovations." And I looked at her and I was like, "Why?" Well, she goes, "Well, it's really nice now, but it's going to age, and we want to make sure we keep the resale value for it." And I love my wife. I really do. So I said, "Sure, let's go ahead and do that." She came to me last weekend and she goes, "Honey, I think I want to get a little work done. What do you think?" And I go, "Babe, they're really fine now. I like them, but I like the idea of keeping the resale value, so we're good." At that point, I decided it was time to make some end-of-life plans. Now, this is serious. I went to the local crematorium, the funeral home, and I asked the crematorium guy, funeral director, whatever you want to call him, I said, "I know nothing about cremation, and I'm really curious." He goes, "Well, there's a lot of options." Like what? Medium rare to well done? Like, what are my options there? I was at home the other day. I work from home, but I got this call, and it's like, picked up the phone. "Hello, this is Reggie. I'm calling from your cybersecurity department. We're just doing an audit on you." "Okay, sure, no problem at all. First, we just need to verify who you are." "Okay, well, what's your name?" "Ari." "Yes, that's exactly what our records show. Thank you so much. We have another question for you. Would you mind confirming what company you work for?" Now, my spider sense goes off, and I dabble in comedy, so there was really only one answer that I could give him. "I work for Pornhub." Reggie goes, "Yes, that's exactly what our records show. Thank you for confirming that. We just have one more question to confirm your identity before we begin. Can you please tell me what position you're in?" Click. Oh, my God, we've all forgotten this. I totally forgot to do this. Folks, we haven't done the land acknowledgement, so please bear with me. We're going to have to do that right now. I just want to recognize that we're taping this special on Treaty 6 land, the home of the Lakota, Dakota, Sioux, Cree people in the traditional homeland of the Métis. And I think it's important that we recognize that and we build towards reconciliation. Myself, I went to my very first sweat lodge last week. You may know it as Montana's all-you-can-eat ribs. Quick question for you. How many of you have children that you wanted? I was an unwanted child. Thank you for your sympathy. I appreciate that. And it's not that my parents didn't love me. They didn't want me. And how do I know that? Math. Let's go through this together, shall we? I have two older brothers. One is 15 years older than I am. One is 13 years older than I am. My birthday is exactly 9 months after my father's birthday. The house that I grew up in, our kitchen table had 4 chairs. The The family car that we had 4 doors. The car had 4 seats and a hump. I was the hump. I am standing here in front of you today because of my father's perseverance and my mother's drinking habits. Oh, man. Anybody here a teacher? Yeah? Tough times. Teaching is really tough. There's no doubt about it. I was a teacher for 10 years, and one of the hardest things to do as a teacher was report cards. And I don't know if you've ever, as a parent, read your report cards or the teacher's report cards, but I'm going to let you in on a secret. What report cards are teachers' way of saying really nice things about really useless children. It's true. My grade 7 report card, no word of a lie, said, Ari doesn't sweat much for a fat kid. It's okay. I hit puberty that summer and proved him wrong. It was all good. All right, this one's on you. Do you guys want to go light or do you want to go dark? Okay, just remember, you wanted this. Okay, we're going there. I decided it was a good idea to do a little home renovation myself. And in my basement, I have this wonderful 10 by 10 bathroom, a little tiny, the 1960s house. And I thought to myself, what a great time this would be to do that up, fix it up. So I punched into the very first wall, and I found asbestos. Yeah, now those of you who know what asbestos is. Those of you who don't have never owned a home. Asbestos is this little insulation they used to use in the 60s and 70s, and when it gets up in the air and you breathe it in, it causes cancer. Now, it's not something you can take care of yourself. It's incredibly toxic. You need to get a whole hazmat crew in with specialized training, specialized equipment, and they turn the area into like a little safe room. The problem is it's incredibly expensive. Now, it cost about $10,000 to do my little space. That was the quote they gave me. And as you can tell, as I wear my Fashion by Kirkland, I don't have $10,000. But I've got to get rid of the asbestos because I don't want cancer. So now here's my dilemma. Asbestos causes cancer. I don't want cancer. I don't have $10,000. But I've got to get rid of the cancer. So what do I do? And then I realized I'm just going to hire people who already have cancer. Now, before you think I'm a total monster, I'm not going to hire those people who have a chance of recovery. All right? I'm going to go get the people who are end stage, they're in the ward, they're lying there drooling, begging for a purpose, and I'm going to scoop them up, I'm going to give them a hammer, and I'm going to say, go at it. All right? I'm not going to buy safety equipment for them. That's just redundant. And for those little parts in the back where they just can't get to, I'm going to swing by Ronald McDonald House on the way home. You went there, okay? I want to leave you with one thought. We're coming up on the time of the year that it's getting close to Easter, and we live in a world right now where there's so much hatred and so much anger. And I'm Jewish, and every time around this type of year, I always get a whole group of people looking at me and going, "You killed Christ!" And I'm like, sure, blame me for that if you want, but could you at least thank me for the long weekend? Folks, I'm Avivi. Thank you so much.